Sabay-sabay natin alamin ang mga kaganapan na nangyayari sa ating bansa.
Yo, what's up mga kaibigan? This is TOO KAYE po again. Ngayon nandito naman ulit tayo sa channel ni Latest Headline PH. Dito naman ulit tayo magbibigay ng komento at reaksyon. Pero bago ang lahat ng yan mga kaibigan, sa lahat ng hindi pa nakasubscribe kay Latest Headline PH, mag-subscribe na po tayo at huwag nyo rin pong kalimutan mag-subscribe dito sa aking channel. Simulan na natin mga kaibigan, let's go!
In all honesty, when the Comelec ordered the machines with two features, did it make the machine more expensive?
Of course, sir.
Plebiscite because again we permanently in the meantime suspended the people's initiative.
Mainit na balita. Senador Pimentel, dismayado sa mamahaling count machines na in-order ng Comelec. Napakamot ulo na lang. Issue sa People's Initiative. Tuluyan ng tinutukan. Sa kasagsagan nga ng pagdinig sa Senate Committee on Electoral Reforms ay napag-alaman din na mas mahal pala ang bagong count machines na gagamitin para sa mga voters sa ibang bansa na in-order ng Comelec, bagay na nagpainit sa ulo ng veteranong senador. At talagang binusisi niya ang mga detalye nito.
So sa abroad po we are going to use the DRE touchscreen system, but in the Philippines we're going to use the OMR technology. And for purposes, Madam Chair, of explaining your security, that's really the number one consideration. Security of the internet voting. May I respectfully request our Director of Information Technology.
Madam Chair, para lang hindi ako doon mag-react lang ako sa sinabi ni Chairman. Alam niyo sa usapan parati, it's the paper ballot which is the last backup. And yet sa abroad gusto niyo ganun. Why? I mean,
we have no decision yet, Madam Chair, Your Honor. I just expressed the initial sentiment, but in the event later on that the Commission will proceed with internet voting, we can, and then doon po sa lugar na walang hindi pa gagamit ang internet, we can proceed with still the ballot po. Total naman po.
okay, sige po.
Yes, Madam Chair. Total naman po yung nung mag-list po kami dito sa Biru, yung presyo niyang napakababa po. Dalawang system po OMR and DRE.
Mr. Ken, in all honesty, when the Comelec ordered the machines with two features, scanning and touchscreen, did it make the machine more expensive?
Of course, sir, because the extra components for the touchscreen, for the DRE, and the scanning type, we have to combine them.
Thank you for verifying our common sense. So, by requiring the two features, we made the machines more expensive. Tama. Okay, and yet Comelec is yet to decide whether it will permanently turn off one feature because magpe-paper-based na rin kayo even sa abroad. But why did we start from the very start ng specs natin? Mas mahal na kaagad. We chose machines na mas mahal na kaagad, Madam Chair. Let's allow
yes, thank you very much, Madam Chair. Actually po, Madam Chair, nakatipid yung Comelec ng 800 million po doon sa bid price ng offer ng Miru, 800 million pesos. In fact, our estimate was that 155,000 per machine dapat. Lumalabas po 149,000 pesos per machine.
With the answer of Mr. Ken, which I premise with in all honesty, and we are glad that the South Koreans are honest people, mas malaki sana ang natipid natin.
Sir, if I may,
with that answer from Mr. Ken.
if I may answer, it was like extra cost for us, but we had to lower our price to meet the budget here. So definitely there's an extra component, so it brings our cost up, but for our provisional prices, we definitely have to lower it to meet the budget, sir.
Therefore, common sense tells us that if without that extra cost, you could still lower your price a bit more. To the extent of that extra cost, Mr. Ken. I mean, we're just using common sense here. But thank you for your honesty. I mean, that's the correct answer I anticipated, Madam Chair. So, sana pag-isipan po ng Comelec yun kasi parating pinag-uusapan dito like dalawang backup and then the third backup, it's always the last backup is the paper ballot. Parating ulit-ulit. Hindi lang sa hearing na to, even before, ganun naman talaga eh. And yet the plan is to dispense with the paper ballot in the overseas. Kaya back to the question, why? I mean, may clamor ba? Nag-clamor ba ang ating OFW? Gusto nila touchscreen? Ayaw nila ng scanner?
Wala naman po, Madam Chair. But kung makukuha naman namin na mababa ang na presyo, kasi nga po binabaan naman po ng Miru in all fairness sa kanila na dalawang feature, why not? So that we will have that option. But base po kasi sa offer talaga nila, Madam Chair, try to imagine, bundled po kasi ito eh, bundled. Kasama yung ballot boxes, kasama ang balota, kasama and the printing of the ballots.
But at any rate, Madam Chair, no, this is a one-time lease of machines. Klarong-klaro yun. If you decide not to use the DRE, what was the point? So, and then with the extra cost be volunteered by our South Korean friends. I mean, anyway, the decision has been made. Ako lang po yung napakamot lang talaga ng ulo when I first heard yung decision ninyo. Saan galing yun? Sabihin, saan galing yung idea na yun? There's no clamor, there's nothing. Saan galing? But at any rate, we have to live with the decision of the Comelec and they also have to live with their own decision sa Madam Chair. Sige po.
Yes, anything?
Hinimay din ng 1990 bar top notcher ang tungkol sa proseso ng pagboto ng mga kababayan nating OFW dahil nga sa bagong sistema na gagamitin nila at tila ba'y mayroong mga kaduda-dudang pamamaraan kaya't hindi ito nakalusot sa pang-uusig ng senador.
General area has a machine.
One laptop lang po for each post.
For the internet voting nga.
For the internet
for the
voting.
physical voting. Meron pang physical voting? Ano ba
Wala
ito?
po. No.
You will designate countries totally internet voting siya? Wala siyang machine? So you will, paano yun? Paano sabi nyo you need to re-register? You will force the OFWs to re-register in the chosen country?
Because the OFWs are very confused. Saan sila sakop? Kasali ba sila dun sa internet voting o dun sa paper ballot? Parang litong-lito na lahat.
If it's a per country approach, they're forcing the OFWs to re-register kasi ang unang salita ni Ma'am, they have to re-register. Pre or re?
Yeah, they have to pre-register.
Pre-register. It's just like, but yes, still kailangan pa rin nila ng action. Kailangan pa rin ng action from the voter. So if you choose whole countries, forced ang mga OFWs in that country to so-called pre-register, which is actually re-register. Diba? The pre-registration is just like filling up a voter's ano rin. How come they are considered to have belonged to the country where internet voting is the requirement? Which is that country? We have estimated the contract to be worth 400 million even though we have not yet chosen the countries. So magiging general rule na ng overseas voting is internet voting.
Hopefully, Madam Chair, yes. Sure.
If that's the case, Madam Chair, I think we need the law to authorize this. That has been my position from the very start, Madam Chair.
Tuluyan na ding tinudukan ang issue ng People's Initiative. Kasama nga ito sa mga paksa na natanong sa kasagsagan ng Senate hearing. Klinaro nga ito ni Senador Amy Marcos kay Comelec Chairman Garcia.
Yes, we'd like to proceed with this other issue, which was the simultaneous holding of the plebiscite and the 2025, as mentioned earlier. And just to be clear, the plebiscite that the Comelec has been mentioning, does it refer to the plebiscite for the PI or People's Initiative, or does it refer to the con-ask question?
The con-ask question, Madam Chair. There's no more issue as regards the PI plebiscite because again we permanently in the meantime suspended the people's initiative.
Yes, I think there were so many questions as to what to do with all those signed forms. The Comelec asserted that they would not destroy them or return them to their owners, but that they continue to have a life beyond the suspension of the PI. Is that still correct? What happens to all those signatures that were submitted?
All these signatures, Your Honor, are in the possession of the local Comelec. Sa safekeeping lang po naman namin yon, Madam Chair. And
Yes, but you did not deny that they could be used in the future, regardless of the fact that the PI was suspended, right?
Depende po, Madam Chair, sa magiging rules at because the interpretation may be that there is really no law. So how can there be an implementing rules and regulation on the part of the Commission? And
Yes,
that's why
the justices in fact chided the Comelec for issuing a resolution when in fact there was no law, di ba?
yes, Madam Chair, that resolution was issued in 2020 and therefore the subject to review to determine indeed if it is right on the part of the Commission to have issued such a resolution.
So as far as we're concerned, the plebiscite that is being mentioned is the CONAS.
That's right,
So,
Madam Chair.
isang tabi muna yung PI na discussion na yan. Klaro tayo dyan. So, if the plebiscite and the national elections are held simultaneously, is that a single ballot? Like Minority Leader mentioned earlier.
Yes, Madam Chair. We already prepared a sample of the ballot containing at least 3 questions, which will be at the front portion of the ballot before the senators. The question will be, there will be a question and then yes or no. And our system, our machine can likewise read that before reading the votes for the senators down to the last council and the party list. Printing will happen second week of January 2025. Yes, Madam Chair.
What if the amendments proposed by the CONAS are finalized or certified after the printing?
In the event, in that event, Madam Chair, then we will have to order a reprint of the ballot. We will have to set aside.
Have to reprint the ballots, hindi na mahahabol yan. Mas magkakaproblema na naman sa OFW, hindi aabot ang balota.
Kasi po, Madam Chair, kung isasama po siya sa national and local, then kung ang solusyon na lang po, separate ballot na lang po para sa plebiscite.
Kahabol pa ba yun kung marireprint? Kung hindi mahabol?
Pag po mga hanggang December.
Just the second week of January
Yes,
is
Madam.
the printing.
Yes, Madam
So
Chair.
the earliest that you can receive the plebiscite question is when?
December, Madam Chair. Hanggang December 15 po, Madam Chair.
So that's that needs to be in before our Christmas break. Any comments from the minority?
Parang kandidato din. yun yung last day yata ng substitution. Opo. So anyway, at any rate, Madam Chair, yung aking bill nga, I also put the validity ng signature. My lifetime si signature. My lifetime. So the date of the first signature must be alleged and indicated. Tapos lifetime na nung signature campaign. Pero ang advice ko na lang sa Comelec, since you'll be accountable for all of these papers with signatures, and then our position is there is no law or there's no sufficient law, sana ibalik sa whoever gave it to you para ma-release na po kayo sa responsibility to safekeep the documents.
Yes, Madam Chair. Yun nga po yung gusto namin. Ang kumuha lang po kasi sa hamtik, sa antike, isa pa lang hanggang ngayon.
Anyway, dapat may kasi is this an admission that the Comelec does not even know who gave them the documents?
No, we know, Mr. Chair, because we issue the certification.
That's why.
Yes, we issue the
May name and address.
Meron po, Madam.
Solid.
In fact, Madam Chair, Your Honor, we are actually announcing for them to get para naman po hindi magsikip sa komisyon. Basta balik nila sa amin yung certification na in-issue namin.
Kasi pag ma-misplace din, mawala, mag-i-issue pa sila sa Comelec na kakasuhan pa yung mga Comelec people natin for safekeeping something na there is no rule or law governing what to do with this.
That's correct. As well as the issue of certain signatories who wanted to withdraw their signatures and yet they don't have the forms available anymore.
We actually, Madam Chair, 1.5 months ago, we came up with a form
Parang
for the withdrawal.
pwedeng
po.
withdrawin.
We actually announced that, and
Pati ano, kasi hindi alam ng tao eh.
yes, Madam Chair. So we are public now saying that those who submitted to us the signature sheets, they are free to get the signature sheets from us. Our offices are open from Monday even up to Saturday. We have an ongoing registration. Basta po, surrender po sa amin yung certification na in-issue ng mga local Comelec natin. And at the same time, to our people who signed the signature sheets, available to all Comelec, sa lahat po ng Comelec offices namin ang signature form. And no need to write or state the reason for withdrawal.
O, narinig natin lahat yan ha. Loud and clear from Chairman Gar.
At yun nga po mga kaibigan, dito po nagtatapos ang ating reaction video. Muli ako po si I2K ng Sundalo ng Dunggal. Maraming salamat sa patuloy na pagsuporta. Yeah, peace out.